besties. My name is Sherry Cola. Put your hands together again for Lade. Absolutely spectacular, so hilarious, so heartfelt. Tonight is so special, and I'm thrilled to be here to celebrate this series because obviously the people behind it are just so good at what they do. I think we should have a conversation about it. What do you think? Yeah? Okay. Let me please bring out the co-showrunner, writer, producer, Sally Bradford McKenna. Sally Bradford McKenna. I really pronounced it before on that one. My sweet queen. Keep your hands together for the one and only co-showrunner, writer EP, Nanachka Khan. As the character of AJ, brilliant actress Zasha Mamet. I'm taking my time, I'm teasing the people, is that okay? Oh, this is being recorded. Last but not least, the one and only Ruby on the screen, Stephanie Shu in real life. Let's take it. Let's take it. Come on down. Producer as well. Miss Thing. Aww, little Bubba. I mean, congratulations. Big congratulations. It is so, so, so good. Do you agree? This is going to be such a fun conversation, and I'm just so proud of all of you because I had to stop myself from continuing to watch the entire series. I had to resist. I wanted to microdose. But I'm just so blown away at how smart the show is, how incredibly funny, how it just hits so many, little tingles in my body. Let's start with one for all of you. Lade is described as a fucked up rom-com. I mean, the people want merch, okay? I think that also really just, defines finding love as a 33-year-old woman, What drew all of you to this specific project? We'll start with you, Nach.
Okay, perfect. I just loved the premise. It was an Australian show, and John Davis, one of the exec producers, had the rights to it, sent it to me, and pitched it to me, and was like, this woman finds out everybody she slept with starts dying in the order she slept with them, and I was like, in. And immediately I texted Sally, and I texted that to Sally, and she was like, in. And we just started talking about what we would do. Texting. Sally prefers a text.
For 4 years.
It was also hard COVID times, so we did definitely text. And we were just, we were really excited about what we could do with it and where we could take it.
What about you, Sally?
And for me, I think when Nach came to me asking about a show about sex and death, it was sadly not the sex part that intrigued me. I do love death and murder and true crime. And this felt like such a fresh way to do stories we've seen. We've seen that show about a woman in her 30s and for love, but just with this fresh, unique spin.
Yeah, it's definitely very fresh and unique. What about you, Noah?
Well, Nach, before the strikes happened, flew out to New York, took me to a bougie bagel place, and was like, pitch. And I was like, maybe. And then the strikes happened, and then I got to meet Sally this time, and then Sally and Nach sat me down to pitch it to me, and I was like, maybe. And we had a really beautiful breakfast where I was like, okay, but why now, and why does this matter? And we sort of started talking about, how do you find love now? And how do you know when you know? And this sort of essential question that Ruby sort of goes on. And then, all the sassy, saucy death and sex. And I was like, okay, I'm in. Yeah.
No, it's very on brand for you. And I'm obsessed. What about you, Sasha?
I mean, ditto all of that. But I think we were talking about this a lot yesterday, and I think we're in a climate right now in our industry where so much of what we are consuming is something that has been remade or somehow just like reconfigured out of the same story that we've seen so many times, and it's really sadly so rare that you read something that feels truly unique and truly singular and truly new, like something I've never seen before. And I read this and I was like, I've certainly never seen this story told this way, and I want to be a part of telling this story for the first time. And it was, the minute I read it, I was like, yeah, I'm in.
Yes, I mean, give it up for that, truly. It is so refreshing and liberating in so many ways, because I think the audience agrees. This is something we've never seen before, you know? And I mean, okay, we're having fun right now, okay? There's a lot of red flags that are mentioned in the show, right? Including, you know, offering them thrusting. Just kind of this. Let's talk about, just for fun, what are y'all's red flags when it comes to dating? Why not? Why not?
Should I go again first?
Let's switch it up, Zasha. Hit it.
Oh my God, right in the deep end.
Anything can happen tonight, okay?
This is like a show in and of itself.
This is actually a game show. One of you will win.
We're playing a game show, not all of us are leaving tonight.
This is an escape room, actually.
We talked about this a little bit yesterday. I mean, my answer is like not that exciting. It's pretty sappy. I think I'm someone who is I'm very sensitive, I'm very emotional, I'm very open-hearted. And so I think anytime, and also I have like zero game. Like I am just gameless. And so anytime anybody is trying to play it cool and like withholding of their emotions, immediately I'm like, yeah, you're not for me. This is the hard no. This is not gonna work because I'm gonna end up crying and it's gonna be sad for everyone involved.
Respect. What about the rest of you? No pressure, also. Okay, all right.
Red flag for you.
Oh!
Yeah, we've worked together before.
No, it's not about me. It's really not about me. You know what I will say is green flag.
Okay.
Stephanie's giggle. Can we just talk about how adorable? I wish I could just put it in a little jar and wear it as a necklace. It's so cute. The character of Ruby, Steph, is, you know, you
Is that your green flag?
No. Yes,
It's my giggle.
green. Yes, that's my green flag. Red flags, you have to find out. But it's not about me. The character of Ruby is so special because, you know, she takes us on a journey, mentally, emotionally, sexually. And, you know, you root for her, you're mad at her, you feel for her. What was your process in tackling this, you know, very nuanced character?
Well, you know, there was a journalist recently who watched the show and she said, you know, like, I know you guys call this a twisted rom-com, but to be honest, I kind of feel like that's how dating feels like.
Yeah.
And I said to her, I was like, this show, you are Ruby. I was like, this show is for you. Because it is confusing, you know, and, you know, when they were first pitching me Ruby and this character in this show, Sally and Nash were like, you know, she's like such a narcissist, she's so awful. And I was like, okay, hold the phone, I gotta play her. So I gotta love her somehow.
Yeah.
And for me, it really, you know, came back to this central question of like, I do think Ruby is asking something that a lot of people are asking, right? Which is actually a very honest, innocent question, which is like, what the fuck is love? Hello? You know, it's like, okay, so Nora Ephron rom-coms do not exist anymore. So what sticks am I grabbing at? And letting that be sort of, you know, and she's so flawed, makes so many boo-boos, and makes such a mess, and is selfish, but allowing her to be our sort of anti-hero hero, flawed as we all are, so that she can kind of like go on this journey to maybe find no answers, but hopefully get a little bit more evolved along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Ruby is just so human, and that's why we feel so seen by her.
Well, Steph even brought, like, when we were talking about it, she was like, you know, people say in relationships you should be vulnerable. And she was like, what does that mean? And I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, just put it in the show.
So we just put it in the show. We were just like, we didn't answer, we just put it in the show.
Yeah, and I'm sure everyone can relate to that. You know, the characters are so.
We crowdsourced it.
Yeah.
Let's see what people say.
This is a survey. No, the characters are just brilliantly written, you know, because like it is all of us, you know. Zasha, I'm pretty sure everyone agrees with the fact that you bring comedic brilliance to every single character. And I love watching you shine in this. What are you excited about, like people, you know, getting to know AJ and how you brought her to life?
It's very kind. Thank you so much. Not uncomfortable at all. You know, I think you said this word that we kept coming back to yesterday, which is like so much about these characters, about this show, about everything that Nach and Sally wrote, and like all the brilliant performances. They're all so human, and I think that to me was the most exciting thing about being a part of this journey, was that they've written this incredible conceit. It's so zany and wild, and it seems kind of crazy, but like to the point of what this journalist said, I think at the core of all of it, and what we all kept coming back to while making it, was like, it's actually just a really human, relatable story. Like this relationship, Ruby's journey, what the boys go through, it's all just really about the fact that life is messy and complicated and nuanced, and I hope that everyone has a really good time, but they also leave with that. They feel the heart that I feel like we tried to infuse into this bit of crazy storytelling.
Yeah, no, we feel it, we feel it. Give it for that, 'cause that was slam poetry. I mean, wow. Nach and Sally, y'all are no strangers to boundary pushing comedies. And it's just such a joy to watch you bring anything to life. I'm curious about diving into this collaboration, especially with the balance of humor and heart.
I mean, you know, definitely it was started via text, as you established, so that's the best way to do humor and heart. But, no, I think that's what we really gravitated towards. You know, we always said this is a very high concept show, it's got a big hook. So to play against that in the other ways by really caring about the characters, deepening the relationships, and you know, you've seen episodes 1 and 2, so you know that in episode 2, Ruby makes a very big mistake in terms of her relationship.
I mean, girl,
It's huge. You know, and it's like, and you know, as we play that out, and she's keeping this secret from AJ, and it's like this is like the core of the show, but all these other things are happening on top of that. So I think for us, that was the boundary we were excited to push, of like making you care, but also making you laugh, and you know, be like, who's gonna die?
I don't want to disagree, but I do feel like when we started, I really feel like when we started, we wanted this show to be funny. I really feel like we started there, and we wanted, of course, we also wanted to be heartfelt and moving.
Yeah.
But so much of that I feel like came out after.
Yeah.
I feel like it came out of the writers' room, and I wanted to shout out that some of our writers are here.
Oh, yes.
Woo! And Abby Caldwell.
Maria. Yeah, shout out to the writers, truly.
Such a wonderful writing staff, and I feel like together we really started kind of like peeling these layers, and then when the amazing actors came on, it just got even deeper and richer.
Yeah, you know, I guess I'm realizing now that this is a comedy that has me on the edge of my seat, which I love, you know, and for me, like one of my favorite parts of the show, you know, there's a lot of dating, there's a lot of, you know, all of the love stuff, but the real love, the core, I think this friendship, this ride or die dynamic between Ruby and AJ is so special. Like you said, it's messy, it's unconditional, it's raw. You know, how important was it for all of you, all of you can speak to this, to capture that essence from the script to the screen?
I mean, I feel like we're so lucky, because, I mean, yeah, we're hot off press, so we're a little like, we've been talking about this so much, but joyfully so. And yeah, I mean, when Z and I met, it was really like, chemistry is this weird, like, you know, atoms, minerals, dust, air, vibes. Okay, maybe that one's a little bit more accessible. Yeah, chemistry is like vibes, and it is a love. It is a kind of love for sure. And I think we fell in love really quickly. And luckily, we also not only respect each other and care for each other as humans so much, but we work in a very similar way, which is like intensely. And so we really got shot off a rocket with this one. I don't know if we shoot off rocket.
No, write these down,
We got shot off a rocket. trade continues.
We got rocket.
And we just had to like hit the ground running, and luckily I think we just like brought our all in such a deep way so that we could discover what that friendship is on camera.
They connected right away, like on the first Zoom. I think we all muted our cameras so they could just be. It was just the two of them there, and like we had a lot of little tricks, like especially like on set, like when you want to believe that two people have known each other since college, you have like little things you do.
What are your tricks?
You know, you like have like
Did
photo
you know about
albums.
this?
You're like, I'm saying we had all these things like photo albums,
You
like
mean
old college
props?
sweatshirts and stuff, but I didn't have to use them. Excuse me. We didn't have to use them because you guys were already like, oh, these guys love each other. They've known each other forever.
For a second, I thought you meant like ways that parents trick their kids to go to bed, that you were like hurting us into falling in love.
I'm like, what are these actor tricks you use?
It's a lot of actor tricks. I'm sure.
What about you, Sally? You have any sort of this dynamic?
Yeah, we met, I feel like we were there when you guys met on Zoom. And it was just like instant connection. And I feel like when we got on set, it just got deeper and deeper. And we really didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
That was easy.
First love at first sight. We were talking about it in press yesterday, but yeah, we got on Zoom and Stephanie was wearing, she was wearing overalls and a bandana. And immediately I was like, I love you. And then I mentioned horses, and I think she was like, she played it cool, but after that she was like, and I laughed immediately. But no, I mean it's that magical alchemy that just happens, and the writing was there, and it was so incredible, and they manifested and created on the page this amazing, true, very real friendship, and then yeah, we just got to stare into each other's eyes and try and bring it to life.
Well, it's so funny. The show is just absolutely hysterical, and I'm curious if there was a lot of improv.
We talked a lot about this yesterday. Everybody asked this question, and it's so funny because I think we both come from backgrounds where we're like well versed in that, and we've done it a lot, so we're comfortable with it. And I think especially when you meet another actor who's down to play, you're like, let's get into it. And we tried it early on, and Naj and Sally and all of our writers wrote such perfect scripts that like they're such comedic geniuses, and they understand the musicality of comedy like in such a intrinsic way. And so sometimes we'd change a couple words here or there, and we'd be like, no, it doesn't work as well. We don't want to fuck with it. And we found, like Steph kept saying yesterday, we found little pockets to play, and they absolutely gave us the space to do so. But it was just really on the page already.
That being said, Z and Andre are specifically excellent improvisers.
So funny.
My favorite line in the entire series, Z made up, sorry everybody, which was, you designed flavors of, it happens off camera, it's ADR, you designed flavors of toothpaste? That's crazy. She just says it off screen, and when I heard that, I was like, Sasha made that up. Like,
Oh my God.
And then also, yeah, Andre just like, they have whole worlds in their heads.
Andre is literally next level. Like you could put him in a room by himself, and he would just like off the top of his head create an entire world, like an entire like planetary existence, and you could just watch it. He's such a genius.
Wow. I mean, yes, shout out to the writers, truly, because it's just magic and wizardry what y'all do, and the chemistry. Yeah, y'all are just, I'm just watching you just like the atmosphere.
I just want to say that it's funny, like when you guys are like, oh, we'll change a couple words, and you're like, oh, it was better before.
Oh, sorry.
That was us like doing a U-turn to come in with that note. I'm like, can we go back to the script? And then you're like, oh, they realized it. They realized it actually. They're going.
Those are called actor tricks.
Yeah, those are the tricks. Those are the tricks. I'm also wondering, and I'm sure everyone here, because the characters are so deeply relatable, what do you have in common with your characters? Is there like a certain thing that, and maybe perhaps the two of you can chime in as well, in ways that you see yourselves in AJ and Ruby?
I'm good.
Okay, all right. With that being said, I think the fans are just gonna be so happy to see all the guest stars that are in the show. I'm sure that was such a fun like curation and process to play with that. Tell me about how all these Phineas at the top. Come on.
I know.
I mean,
Phineas was amazing. I think like we had a wish list, right? We had like our dream list of people that we wanted.
Yep.
And you know, it was really important to us to cast it with really great actors, fun, you know, surprise cameos, but also like to make it feel cohesive. So it felt like they were part of the world. So I think Phineas coming right out of the gate feels like that. I was like, oh my God, is that Phineas? Like,
Yeah.
great. That's amazing. But he was also an actor, and our casting directors, shout out to them, Michael Nicolone, Anya Koloff, like they were the ones who were like, how about Phineas? And then we talked to Steph, and she was like, oh my God, I love that idea. So it was all collaboration and a testament to these guys because people want to work with them.
Yes.
You know, they want to come work with these two,
Yeah.
and they were like, yeah, I'll totally do it.
Absolutely.
Steph played a big role in getting one of my favorites. My favorite guest star was from day one in the writers' room. We had a wish list, and we had also all the boyfriends. We put up Ruby's sex timeline of like who these boyfriends could be. We knew we wanted one celebrity on the list, like one celebrity she slept with. And we had our wish list of like, because what a great opportunity to have like cameos come in and people, you know, you're gonna come in and do a quick guest shot and probably be killed. First on our list we had John Early. And maybe Steph forgetting him. He's so funny. He's
So
in a later
good.
episode, and he's so unbelievably funny.
So,
And then you put that with the celebrity.
So he's one celebrity that Ruby is slept with. Yes.
He's playing himself. So she has to go find John Early to tell him.
that's so
He's
funny.
gonna die.
I love that. Well, speaking of that, you know, how was the experience being a producer on this?
Yeah, I mean, I am like a baby fetus producer for sure, and I feel like signing on to this project, I was like, I am baby fetus. Will you hold me in this? And Sally and Notch and our other producer Jen, they really did. They were like, we will take you under our wing. And I was like, I'm gonna be learning on the job, but I really wanna learn. I don't want just the credit, but like just show me the ropes. And it was really special. I feel so grateful that they welcomed me into that process of developing, giving notes and really crafting out the timeline together. Because sometimes people invite you into the process, but there's a little bit of a wall.
Mm.
And they really took me right in, and it really felt like we were building it together. And yeah, so special and also kind of hard to be a producer and an actor. It's like you have to learn when you have to really just take off another hat and like surrender into a different part of the process. So that was a fun, challenging exercise, but amazing. So
And you just made it so much better. Like every step of the way, you know, deepen the character because we were all thinking of it from all of our perspectives, and you know, Ruby's inhabited by Stephanie in a certain way. Like she's looking at the world through her eyes, and that just really was helpful for us to really start to craft like a real person, you know.
And she's in every frame of the show.
Yeah. No, it's
Fantastic.
yeah.
It's definitely a superpower, and you know, this experience of filming this wonderful thing must have been just a wild ride in itself. Are there any memories specifically that you could share with the people that stand out that, you know?
I mean, I think that the deaths were really, you know, because people were like, wait, this is a comedy, right? And people were like all this like fake blood and like this guy like on, you know, coordinators, like who's this?
The slow-mo of the baseball?
Yeah.
That was a trip.
You see the blood vessel like pop in his eye.
that was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was just kind of wild to continue. We have a lot of stuff coming up too that was really fun to shoot.
And okay, now that we're on death, at what point do you run out of ways to die?
Ways to die?
No, I'm just curious. No.
Question? How would you like to die?
No. I'm curious about like the brainstorm process of like, okay, that's what I mean. How they should, you know.
I think one thing we talked about in the writers' room is we didn't really want to do funny deaths. Like we have the funny side of the show, and I feel like we've got that. We wanted the deaths because this is such a like one big, you know, high concept, and with everything else we're playing it all grounded. We wanted everything else to be like, low to the ground, and so we wanted the deaths I think to feel like weird, you know,
Yeah.
rare illnesses and freak accidents, not like funny funny deaths.
We did go too far the other way though, because at one point we had somebody quietly pass in their sleep, and we were like, that's not very cinematic. Like boring scene. Like maybe we didn't push that out. Somebody with their eyes closed. That's lovely. A lovely way to go, but yeah, no, the show.
It was so funny. I mean, I'm really, really obsessed with the whole thing. And I want to ask more questions, like the singing in the car with the dog. I mean, it's just, all these scenes are so outrageously relatable. You know what I'm saying?
You've been there before?
I have been there. I am, listen, I feel like if there's a dog here, this would be that
That would
scene.
be this scene.
Honestly. But that dog is so, I mean,
I
just
think you
all
were
of it.
unavailable. I think this conversation.
We'll be in touch. We'll be in touch.
Anyway.
We'll be in touch. No, but truly, I think everyone is just really blown away by. How are we on time, by the way? Because I could be here for another 90 minutes.
There were like a bunch of nods and then like someone looking very worried. I don't know who to trust here.
You know,
One more.
Okay, one more. Because I wasn't sure if someone was gonna tell me something, or are we gonna be here till midnight? Calm down. Calm down. I guess clearly the love is in the air with this show. What do y'all hope people take away from, like, if there's a message, or if they just, for the people? Well, what do you feel? What do you hope people take away from Lay? This is recorded, correct? Is this live? We're having fun tonight. Yeah, just a takeaway from the show.
I really hope that people are surprised at how much they care about the relationships and the journey that these people go on. And I think, they're coming to, it's funny, and then suddenly you are hopefully feeling a little bit moved, and, you never really know which way it's gonna go. Also, I just wanna go back to the red flag thing real quick. My red flag, I said something yesterday, but I was thinking today that it is people who are too into magicians.
Oh. Okay.
It's a real bummer.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know, like a lot of gay women are into magicians. I don't know if you find that. I don't know if it's like the top hat or whatever, but
It's like the rabbit. I think it's the rabbit ears. I don't know.
something that appeals to that section or, and that seems like a real.
Magicians leaving right now.
Yeah.
All magicians taken off. No, this is the press.
I hope they're surprised. I feel like I think that we're gonna be surprised by. I think it's funny. I do think the show is funny. I think they're gonna be surprised by how much they care. For me, I feel like the emotional core of the show has always been like when we're looking for love or looking to keep love. It's always kind of like that question of like, is there something wrong with me? And Ruby certainly asked that. And I feel like it's something we all ask. And I think the takeaway could be there is something wrong with you, but there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Sally wants you to all think that there's something wrong.
No, honestly, like, that's the thing about this show. Like, you feel hugged, but you feel personally attacked, you know what I mean? Like, especially in the moments where you got therapy, I think it is a show about looking inwards a bit,
I hope people have just a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fun to actually do these screenings and sort of lurk in the back and hear everybody laugh together. I think this is like such a bingeable, be with your sweeties, your no sweeties, probably, I mean, I don't know your life. But if you're single, grab your singles, dollars, grab your friends. It does feel so good to just like go on this roller coaster and laugh and be surprised, and it's like silly, full of heart, but then also, it has a lot of sneaky, like, oh gosh, man, I haven't looked at that corner of myself in a hot second. Which is, what you go to your computer screen for. That joke never lands. I mean, it's a play on, that's what you go to the movies for, but this is television, so you probably watch it on your television. Anyway, our show is funny. It can be funny.
Okay, you're
That
out
was
of
one of the
this.
improvs we used shared back, going back to the script on.
Yeah. Well, that reminded me of the Cher impression, actually. The Cher impression. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Or the Sean
Yeah.
Cookie Monster?
Cookie
Cookie
Monster.
Monster, wow, that's good.
Kill Fuck Mary, Cher.
Mary Cher.
What did that woman ask us the other day? She asked us to do not Kill Fuck Mary. We were so confused. It was like who would you save? Who would you maybe like want to not be there any longer? And then who would you leave to their own devices?
Oh, that's so funny. Sasha, what about you? What do you hope people take away from Lay's?
I mean, I think it's not dissimilar to what everyone has said so far, but like, you know, I think when times get rough in humanity, I think that laughter is such an important, I think it's thing. I think that it is like the best medicine, but we've talked a lot about, one of the things I found so special about this show was truly great comedy is just like the shadow side to trauma and darkness, and I think when something can walk that line and make people have a shit ton of fun and yet also feel the feels and maybe look inward and ask some important questions and feel seen by something, I think that like that's really just the sweet spot, and I hope that we hit that.
Well, you absolutely did it. Keep it going, y'all. Louder, louder, louder. Nasha Khan, Sasha Mamet, and Stephanie Chu, y'all. Thank you for being here today. Thank you. December 19th, Peacock. Tell all your friends about Lay's. Call your exes about Lay's. Do the thing. Thank you so much for being here, y'all. Have a good night.